know, called me this morning and said, Leslie, I've got a CE class, I can't come. He said, who made the class at 10 o'clock on Friday morning? I said, I don't know. I just was given instructions and here I am. Well, it's so good to be here. Thank you for inviting me. Last time I was here, I joked about my age. I was doing, you might be a redneck. Yeah. Well, I was doing, you might be old if. And someone afterwards said, you shouldn't make fun of yourself. I said, well, I'm getting ready to celebrate my 50th wedding anniversary. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So in the same lines, I'd like to know a little bit about who's here. How many baby boomers do we have here? And if you don't know what generation you're in, let me tell you, we were born in 1946 and 1964. Who's with me here? Oh, good. How are you? Good. I have to look at it because I don't remember the names of all these generations. Who's Generation X? 1965 to 1980. Got a couple of you. Yeah? Okay. And here's my kid. Yeah. There you go. So if you're born in this time range, then you could be my child. Born 1981 to 1996 is the millennials. Oh my gosh, and don't y'all have reputation. And how about Gen Z, 1997 to 2012, baby. My grandchildren here. And then we have Alpha. I don't think we have any Alphas, 2013. Yeah, they're just starting. We have some smart kids, don't we? Let me just tell you a couple of funny things about these generations. Okay, so baby boomers. How many baby boomers do you see walking around with their flashlight on their phone on all the time? That's something we do. All right, so Gen X's knows all the words to the 90s jingles and random movie quotes. Is that you guys? And then millennials take pictures of their food constantly, even if it's just a piece of toast. I mean, I made a really I do that too. Gen Z will watch 15 hours of short videos instead of one 90-minute movie. Right? I'm guilty. Well, so let's talk about what we're going to talk about today. This is not just about a CMA. I'm throwing a bunch of stuff in today. And as Jim was telling me, my friend Jim back here, never stop learning. Never stop learning. It is just what keeps you young, keeps you smart. How many Wordle puzzle workers do I have here? Yeah. How many connection people? Love it. I do it every single day, and I have like 5 people I share it with. So much fun. So let me ask you today, I'm going to do it in green because green to me means go and money. What would you like to get out of class today? Why are you here? Sorry.
CMA.
You want to learn about CMA? Well, that's obvious. We're going to learn about CMA. We're going to learn about that. What else?
Pricing in today's markets.
Okay. We're going to learn about that. I used to have good handwriting. This crazy market.
And having those conversations with your sellers, the pricing conversations with your sellers. Choosing the right comps too.
Sometimes I'm going to tell you, if they trust you, if they know that you're the expert, if you show them that, these don't become hard anymore. Anything else?
Choosing the correct properties, choosing the right properties for
The CMA?
Yeah.
Okay. Comps. Couldn't think of what that word was. And one of my favorites that nobody said anything about is, how many of you use an AI? to a large extent. That Justin is, yeah. I love it. I might be old, but I love AI. It is helping me in so many ways with my listings. It's crazy. I'm going to show you the different ways I use it, and I would love for you to share. Are you using AI? What is your name?
I'm John.
John, baby John.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you young people, I'm sure, are using it at a greater extent than I am, but man, it has changed our world, hasn't it? It's exciting, it's scary, but it's here. It's not going away for sure. So let me just tell you a little bit about me so you can say that I can justify what I'm saying. I got my license in 1986. Justin, were you born then?
Yes, ma'am.
How old were you?
I was 6.
Okay. I have a really good friend. One of my best friends is much younger. And when I told her we were celebrating our 50th anniversary, she said, well, I was 1 then. I'm like, show off. So in 1992, my husband, Steve, who happens to be an aerospace engineer, his big joke in class is it doesn't take a rocket scientist to sell real estate, but he is one. We met at the University of Florida. Go Gators. And back in the 90s, Clinton was in the presidency at the time, and the defense industry, how are you back there? Defense industry was not tops in that administration. So when he worked for Rockwell here in Georgia, they closed their plant down. So I said, why don't you join me? I will never forget the day that he quit and we lost our insurance. We lost that steady paycheck. It was frightening. But the next day, Steve came downstairs. We had an office at home, dressed like he was going to work at Rockwell. He had a suit and tie on, and we started banging the phones. And that's how it started for us. And now we are those Kunkels. My son worked with me for a short time until we hit about 2012. And his wife said to him, who remembers what was going on there, 2011, 12? It was awful, wasn't it? Agents were losing houses. They were losing cars. It was a terrible time. We got sued by American Express because that's how we were living. We were both in real estate. Luckily, that time has passed. But my son's wife said, you got to get a real job. This is not cutting it. So I lost him. And I've had teams. I have not had teams. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a great team leader. When I had a team, I had a neck ache every single day. I mean, honestly, I did. I was so worried about them achieving, I couldn't achieve. So I have a full-time assistant. I have Steve. Steve is now an OP in St. Simon's Island, Golden Isles. So if you have any referrals down in St. Simon's, Brunswick area, let us know and we'll connect you. So now he's my lockbox boy and my sign boy, and he does a great job at that. So I'm a single agent, and in 2023, I did almost 24 million by myself. 2024, I like died. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I would come into the office, I'd be in the parking lot, and Steve would text, "Where are you?" I'd be falling asleep in the car. I'd go at home, I'd be in the garage, and you do those last few minutes in the car before you go in, I would fall asleep there. And so I just said, I'm gonna take some time off. And guess what? I did a sleep study, and y'all know where this is going. I had sleep apnea. So if you're having any of those symptoms, get a sleep study. Because now I'm back, I have a CPAP, and I'm back strong. And I do have a passion about real estate. If you don't have a passion, don't do it. You can't keep doing this year after year for 39 years if you're not passionate. If you need a break, take a break too. That works. All right, let's get started. Any questions so far? Okay. So you're going to do this for me, right? Okay, so we're going to create a CMA. How are we going to do that? You have an appointment. What do you do now? You gotta qualify them before you go out. And you gotta qualify them well. You can't just say, hey, I'm gonna be there at 4 and show up without knowing their motivation, what they want for the house. And I have provided a pre-qual question list. And I gotta be honest, sometimes I forget to do this, but it's valuable information. Did it not work? It's valuable information for you to know when you go out there. And, in the beginning, you're gonna wanna skip questions. Don't skip any of them. They're all there for a reason. How many of you know what they owe on the house before you get there? You should know that. And that came from back in the downturn when their house was worth less than they owed. But it's still a good practice, even though there's lots of equity with most sellers right now, because they need to know what they're going to walk away with. And if you don't know what they owe, you can't share that with them. So the link is not working. Yeah, that's okay. Make a note of how they describe their home, what things are important to them. And one of the things I think is really good to ask is, are you interviewing other agents? And a lot of agents are afraid to ask that question. And I've missed that question many times, walking in thinking, I'm the only one that's going to interview. But if you don't know that information, you're going to go about it a little differently, aren't you? And what would you use that information for? If you knew they were interviewing other agents, would you be brave enough to say, may I ask who you're interviewing? Why would that be good?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to add, I would also say, when is your final interview? Can I follow up with you after that?
Okay. And a lot of people do that. And some people say being the first one is the most important one.
No,
So I don't know. A lot of people can talk them out of interviewing other agents. Do you feel I can sell your home, Sean?
sure.
Well, I don't really want to waste your time or the other agent's time. How about we go on and sign? And if you don't mind, I'd be happy to call the other agents for you and tell them that you've decided to list with me, but we'd be happy for you to bring your buyers to our listing. It works for some people. So I'm just going to encourage you. I have a list. If you don't have your own list, I'd be happy to share this with you.
We'll make sure it gets sent out. We'll make sure it gets sent out.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, back to this. Yeah. So you've gone through this list. You have an appointment. You're making notes as they're talking. What kind of house do they have? And what's really important in this market about their home? Let's say it's a 1985 home. What's important to know? Updates. I'm sorry? Updates. Yes. Have they done any updates? Does that make a difference right now? In a big way, doesn't it? Big way. I just want to show you some stats, and these are older stats, but I'm going to show you some more recent ones. Not working like it used to do. If you don't have your stats, get them together. And if you don't have your own, use the offices. But what I like to show is, if you'll scroll down, average sell price to list price, days on market. I feel really blessed to have that because days on market is acid to a listing. Why do you think that is? What are buyers looking at?
How fast you can sell the home.
That's the first thing they want to know is how long has it been on the market? And why do they want to know that?
They feel like if it's been sitting there for a while, they can get a better deal on it.
Absolutely. They're looking for a good deal. In fact, most buyers aren't making as quick a decision as they did back in 2021, 22. They think they have time and they're afraid if they make a quick decision that they're gonna overpay. So my goal is to get it sold actually the first week. And we'll go into how we do that. All right, let's go back.
Now, you mentioned something that you skimmed over really quickly, which is very important. You say if you don't have any stats of your own, say you're new, get them from the office. And you continue. That means you gotta talk to Suzanne, who's basically who has all the numbers. And then you gotta figure out, okay, do I want the medium normal price, or what's the medium luxury price, what's the medium below average home listing price? Then you can, have those numbers.
And who's Suzanne?
Suzanne's the,
MCA.
yes, CMA.
You can pull that up yourself.
Yeah.
Through
You can-
FMLS, through your office.
A lot of people maybe don't know how to do that.
Okay.
But, unless someone can show them.
Yeah,
how to
no,
do
if
that
you
for
don't know
the
how
new
to do it,
folks.
ask Justin, he'll show you. But you can pull up your office stats. And let's just hope they're good, right? Okay, so I always start with the tax records. Are the tax records always accurate? No. I mean, I just sent, someone was asking me to help them with their tax assessment, and I sent them a quick CMA, tried to help them out. He said, and I sent him his tax records. Here's your tax records. And the tax records indicated he was on a basement. And he was not on a basement. That's the first time I've seen that. Usually it's a square footage off or maybe bedrooms. So always verify. This would be a great thing to pull up before you talk to them. So you can verify, hey, I see your tax records say this. Is that correct? And the other thing I'm going to tell you, let's go back. Let's go back to FMLS. There's a lot of jumping back and forth with this. I'm sorry, but that's just how I operate. One thing that I really highly recommend that you do before you go out, go to links. Go down. I think it's further down. Right, hold on. Market stats. Oh, it's not touch, is it? I love touch. Is anybody using this, by the way?
We do for market stats.
Okay, is anybody use it for their listings? Okay, well, let's just show you real quick. I always like to compare my area to all of FMLS area. So this is the entire FMLS, and here's where you add an area. So we're gonna go here, and we're gonna add Gwinnett. There's nothing like stats that educate a seller on really what's going on from a couple of years ago to now. Because what I've realized in changing markets is it the buyer or the seller that is most current on their way of thinking and pricing? Which one is it? The buyer. The buyer is looking every day at homes. They're looking at new properties that come on the market. The seller is stuck back when prices were really high and there was multiple offers. And so the two don't always align. This helps the seller come to terms with what's really going on in the market. So you've got Gwinnett County versus FMLS. You can add another area. You could add Beaufort. For our purposes, I won't, because Beaufort is such a small area. It's going to be very low. So let's look down here. These are all the different things that you can compare. Let's look at sales price. All right, this is that average is fine. So you can see Gwinnett is a little lower, but you can see it, all of the peaks and valleys. And now it looks like we're going back down just a little bit. That's 2022 to 2025. I love this one. Look at new listings. It's kind of flat, isn't it? That shouldn't be flat. Why is that flat? All right, look for homes for sale. So something is right here. I looked at this last night. It didn't look like this. So right now, I guess this is right. It's a gradual slope. We're a little under 5,000 homes for sale. Back here, do you see the difference? This is 5K. And this is touching almost like nothing. Maybe it's 1,000. So what does that mean? We have more listings. What does that mean for pricing? Prices are going down. Supply and demand, right? There was really little supply here and the demand was high. This is still relatively low, but the demand is not as high as it. So that affects our pricing. Another thing I like to look at month supply. Let's look at that. That's the absorption rate. So what that tells us right here.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That's right.
Right here. It tells us if we don't add a single listing, we have about, let's say, 4 1/3 months supply of homes. And as you can see in 2022, it was under a month. That affect pricing in a big way. Another thing I like to look at is, my favorite, days on market. Let's look at days on market. So down here, it was under 10 average, right? And so we went up, we came down, and we're going up just a little bit, but it's still pretty low, isn't it? If any of you were in the business back in, I don't know, 2010, maybe 2015, were you in the business? Yeah. Do you remember the tale of two markets? Yeah. Okay. So I believe that we're in that now. And what that says is you have a listing that's either selling quickly or you have one that's staying on the market a while. And that's a product of price and condition. So if you have a listing that's on the market 3 weeks or more, you need to make an adjustment. Just telling you that. But do you see how these graphs would tell the story better than you? Because stats don't lie, numbers don't lie. So make a habit of using this. How many of you use a laptop or an iPad at listing appointments? Yeah, I did just. I think that's the website. Listen, guys, I tried to do that, back in, I don't know, 5 or 6, 10 years ago, everybody was doing that. I just can't put my hands around that all the time because if the Wi-Fi is out and my battery is dead, all those things seem to play when I bring it. So I do print a lot of this out. I just think paper tells a great story. I wouldn't do all of it, but what things matter to a listing in terms of sales is month supplies, how many homes are for sale, even pending sales. I don't really, and days on market. Yes, Justin.
So we have a lot of new agents in here and they're here in buyer's market, seller's market. Based on month supply that we have right now, Gwinnett County is 4.3 months.
Yeah.
So for the new folks, can you explain what a balanced market would look like and what that means? And
Okay.
if we're in which type of market?
We've been through all of the markets. A balanced market usually is like a 6-month supply, which is a true balance. And even though people are saying we're in a buyer's market, we're kind of not. But compared to what we were in 2021, 22, that was such a seller's market because people were fighting over homes. There was no inspection clauses, no, none of that, no appraisal conditions, which is crazy. This is a better market actually, because what we're seeing now is homes that were sold during that period there's deferred maintenance because they bought homes that had deferred maintenance. They didn't do it. And now there's problems. There's lots of cancellations. You know what a cancellation is? When there's a termination on a property because buyer and seller couldn't come to an agreement maybe on the inspection items. So buyers are expecting houses to be in top shape right now, and a lot of them aren't. So if you're not using them, to use it. It's great information, and it lets them know that you're the expert, you know the stats. Okay, let's go on. Let me just say, how many are you using some kind of AI note taker? If you want to take notes and you don't want to write them, download Otter right now. OTTER. It will transcribe what I'm saying. It will spit it back out to you in a summary at the end of the conversation. So when you're in classes and you don't want to take notes, I hate to take notes. I'm telling you. I just like to listen, but then I forget a lot of things. So Otter will help you do that. You just put it on and it takes notes. I use it in church sometimes. You know, I use it in classes. If you're going to Meg Agent camp, it's a great place to use it. But I love that it will summarize bullet point afterwards. One of my AI tips. Okay, so let's move along on pricing. So check estimate. Why do I say that? We all hate Zillow. Why do I say check estimate?
They're looking at it.
The seller has already looked at that price, haven't they? I bring it with me. Oh, this looks like, and honestly, at one point I thought it was really accurate, but I believe right now they're a little behind. I think their prices are a little high. But it's good information because they know. Okay, I put this slide in here. So I'm going to tell you that when I list a home, I make sure it looks great. I want my listings to reflect who I am. I didn't do this here. It was a sad situation and I wanted to help them. You know how we are. We love to help people. But they didn't have the money to do what I wanted them to do. They didn't have the time to clean it up. And honestly, I felt embarrassed when people went because we had to red tape the deck. They couldn't go on the deck. It was dangerous. So finally, I said, we got to do something about this. How many of you have used a pay at close renovation company? They're awesome. Renomax came in. Look it up. Renomax, RANOMAX, came in with a good price because we had other quotes. They came in, rebuilt the deck, and then we sold it. But what I wanted to tell you about this home is look at that estimate up here. This estimate was $524. Hey, anybody want to guess what it sold for? Maybe guess. And if you were at my last house, I think I showed us. What do I guess? $150. It had a finished basement. They were running a school there. It was a mess, let me tell you. They had plants all over the kitchen because they were doing projects. It sold for $450. I use this because estimates are not always accurate, are they? What does it rely on? Has anybody at Zillow been in that house and seen the wreck it was? They don't know. And that goes for if they went in and renovated the whole house. It was gorgeous. Zillow's not going to pick up on that, are they? All right, let's go to the next one. Is anyone a member of Fellow, FELLO? It's a great place to get, like they pull from 3 different sources, values. Anybody use the RPR report? Is that pretty accurate? I don't use it too much anymore.
It depends.
I don't take it. I don't use it if I know it's way out. That might be lying a little bit. I only use the information that I think will help the seller. This is the same house. I wanted to compare. Let's see what it said. Oh, a little closer, wasn't it? Again, they have no idea what that house looked like. By the way, these ladies were doing the best they could, but it was rough. And they pull tax information, obviously, from there. Anybody else have another source they use, an online source?
I think it's Remind, the phone, Zillow, first, first to live. First American, there's like 4 ones.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And how do you go there? I mean,
It's
Remind?
right through, MLS.
Yeah, so you use Remind, it'll give you a real AVM value on there.
Okay.
And so, like, for me, I think you use, like, so what you're saying, this estimate that they, like, it's all more just a compilation of, I run my CMA, and then I go back and look at these numbers and
Okay.
see where.
Can we go there?
Compare it.
You show everybody that? I think that's great.
Yes,
All right.
go to Matrix and just pull up any search. Go to search.
Search, yeah.
Residential.
Do
Do you have a listing? So, like, give me a listing.
385 thought.
53, so right there where it says street number.
53. Yeah, in there.
I think it would just to enter.
Well.
What's the street name?
Click result.
Yeah, street name. Oh, there we go. Which one is it?
It's not listed, sir.
Not listed.
Right, go on.
You give you 2911, you got to put a try.
All right, go back to and type in 2911. And then do the same. Yep. So, well, if click where it says FMLS number, scroll down. Go back up a little bit. Where's the, oh, there, the tax ID number right there.
Oh, that's what you're talking about?
Yeah, and then so it'll bring that up and then it'll show you when you scroll down.
Okay.
It says the real AVM. So scroll
Okay.
down. Scroll.
Keep going.
Scroll. Keep going. Right
Right,
there.
right. Okay. Oh, I do use those. I didn't know. Okay.
But then, no, there's more,
Yeah.
but there's, First American, Redfin.
Getting busy.
You see that?
I don't see them. Oh, that's on the, that's just the realist. No, I go to Remind.
Oh, you use straight.
I use straight Remind. Go to Remind.
Yeah, all right, go back out.
Well, you need comparables.
Go back to Matrix. Go over here. Well, I guess you could get them,
You go to dashboard at the top.
isn't it? Go down.
And scroll to
Yeah,
Remind
go to
Pro.
the fourth one.
Right here.
Now, the address, and sorry, I was
And search on the list.
watching. 2911, you can put a try.
Like what they did with the doors.
Good, yeah. So that's from the base standpoint. Here's the valuation and here, you stop right there. It gives you all those right there. First American Remind.
So. Where does that come from?
All of those.
All the ones below there. Oh, I see. That's excellent.
Then you don't have to go look it up on all those different sites.
That's such a wide range though, isn't it?
It is, none of them are accurate.
Yeah.
But it
I mean,
kinda
what's the
gives
best
you
way to get it?
the
The value.
that properties
sitting amongst $1 million houses and $400,000 houses. And it's on the lake, so
Okay, I got it.
it's a very unique listing.
Okay.
That's why the
I got it. Well, that's good to know that's there. I didn't know it's there. Okay, let's go back to our presentation here. Okay. I'll have to add that. That's good. Okay, so why is this important? And do you know how to check what school district your home is in? Why don't you type in, can we have another browser? Because I want to show some new people here. I didn't realize there were so many new. Let's show them, why is it important to, he's trying to show one of my listings and probably can't get in. Could you guys hear what he needs? Oh, and take off Bluetooth. I have hearing aids, so he said, hello. Why is school important? Some of you new people, why is the school that the house is district in, why is that important?
For instance, if you look at the difference between Winder and Jackson County, schools are very good in Jackson County.
This is a really strong statement, but I'm gonna say it.
The contractor box code.
You what?
He needs the contractor box code.
The hot box.
It's out, but it's not open. Could be user error, could be super.
Hold on, I'm sorry. This is one that has two terminations. There.
Yeah, for all of you new folks, welcome to the room.
Not sure, really.
That's right.
Yes.
Although I'm
I don't know. The
The
front of it, if you look up front, the neighbor to the right. Right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. The neighbor to the right had a key. Who came in? Wow. So yes, what if I was looking, in Snellville, and then I decided I wanted to look in Beaufort City Schools?
Oh, that's a big difference.
Yes, so my statement is, your school system dictates price. Right? So it's extremely important that you get that right. Now, how many of you, seasoned agent, I'm gonna put my hand up too, took the school that the agent down the street had? Oh, I've done it.
Are you saying, have we ever done that?
Yeah.
Yes, we have.
Yeah. Don't do
Should I
it.
have done it?
Because you know, these crazy district lines kind of go like that sometimes, don't they?
Yeah.
So the best way to do that is look up, let's have a new browser and put Gwinnett School County Locator. It's really important that you do that. All right. There should be a place below that school lookup online. You put your address. Let's just put 1901, just thinking out the top of my head, Paper Birch Cove, that's right. It's in Grayson. All right, submit. It tells you what schools that house is districted into. Do not skip that step. And don't rely on the other agent, because they may have done the same thing. And there's so many redistricting going on, isn't there? Schools get crowded and. Is there one for every county? I'm sorry? Is there one of those for every county?
I usually search.
There's on that, if you
Like,
go.
that's the county transfer.
The different counties, got all these new schools coming in. They got a redistrict real soon.
Or call the county.
All the
Yeah.
Call
transportation.
the, yeah, or call the board of.
Yeah, I don't have time to call. The transportation.
Yeah.
I gotta
They
do
run
it
the school
online.
and so they'll tell you exactly.
So don't skip this stuff. All right. We're really going into detail here. Okay, let's go on. All right, so Comps are real easy in Hamilton Mill, aren't they? Why are they easy in Hamilton Mill?
It's its own city.
There's plenty of them, right? So when you're finding comps, I like to start narrow. And I like to start in the neighborhood. If there's enough in the neighborhood, maybe I don't have to go outside the neighborhood. Although, if you're in a smaller neighborhood, are they just gonna be looking in your neighborhood? The buyers? So you gotta go out a little bit. And how many do you think you need to get a good comp?
Like,
About 3 or 4.
So active.
3 or 4, yeah.
3.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Elementary school, I like to start neighborhood, elementary, and then we just expand. I'm expanding more now because there's not as many homes on the market as there were 5 years ago, 6 years ago, whatever. And then we look for features, don't we? Are we gonna compare ranches to 2 stories? Typically not. You wanna look for something that's just as much like that property as possible. Square footage is important. Style. Is there a basement? Is it finished? If it's not finished. Number of bedrooms and baths. I find that square footage might be more important than bedrooms and bath size or numbers, except if you have a bathroom for each bedroom, that's pretty awesome, isn't it? And of course, lot size. And then amenities. Is it in a swim tennis? That used to be really important. Are you ladies finding it's as important as it used to be? I'm not.
No.
A lot of people aren't looking for that. Most people with kids are.
HOAs and not wanting the amenity.
True. Yeah. All right, let's go on. Any questions about what you're looking for? Okay. This has changed the last few years. And I was, and still am, a member of 72 Sold. It didn't go well with Keller Williams, but it changed the way I did business. So when we're looking for comps, what are the buyers looking for? What are they looking for when they're looking at properties?
It's obligation.
What they looking for? Yes, they're looking at the new properties that come on the market. So when I'm searching for comps, I'm looking at active comps. I'm looking at pendings. Honestly, I rarely look at solds anymore. If I can't find good comps, I will look for solds, very recent solds, no longer than 60 days. And why is that? Is the market changing every day, isn't it? Yeah. In fact, if you go on a listing appointment, you went on one last month, you better be pulling up the comps today before you finalize your price, right? Because it will be influenced by the new active comps. What if somebody down the street really wants to sell? They got an agent that's very aggressive and it's priced 50,000 less than you were going to price yours. Will that affect your listing in a big way? And you're not going to be happy about it.
Leslie, I took what you said of following more actives to a listing that I had, or to a listing appointment that I had. It got me the listing because it made perfect sense they were also buyers. And so it made perfect sense, that conversation, versus us talking about what had sold in the neighborhood or what had whatever. Nobody cared. And these folks specifically mentioned the fact that I was the only person that talked about actives.
I can't tell you how many listings I've lost because in the past I would say, oh, it's not going to price. We don't care about that anymore, do we? We used to be very vigilant about being within an appraisal value because appraisers are going to pull up the solds. Listen, the market worked that out, didn't they? The buyers either came up, the sellers came down. I haven't had an appraisal issue, and I can't tell you how long. I think the appraisers got on board and got up to date with what's going on in the market. And I always look at days on market. Always. when you're looking at your competition, what if your competition says it's been on the market 115 days? What do you know about that listing? It's overpriced. So if you're gonna price it the same, 115 days from today, you're still gonna hit the market. All right, we've already said, find the best price of the active comps. Look at your three comps, your three homes that are gonna be in competition with you, and provide a compelling price that will make people pick you. You're wanting to go, pick me, pick me, pick me. And how do we do that? Price. And people say, well, like how much lower? If you feel you have to go over 100,000 points, don't do it. You know, I would say if you're going to list 525, 325, I don't go over that 100,000 point. I back it down to 399, 398, 498, 598, because there's something about going over 100,000. I don't know what it is. People say, I'm not going over 500. I'm not going over 600. But they'll look at properties priced below that, go in, and if it's a compelling enough price, they go over. I've seen that time and time again. We're going to do an actual CMA together. Let's see what you come up with. What CMA format do you take? I don't know. There's so many you can take. FMLS has a nice one. They have a CMA cloud. They have a quick CMA. Anybody in here? Let's show them what that looks like. Let's go to FMLS. Let's do a search. Let's do a quick search. Residential. Let's do Buford since that's where we are. Let's go to Buford. Let's put Buford School. High school. Yeah. We want to go a little bit wider. We want some listings. Let's do a price range of over to the right, up high. There you go. Second one down. Let's do 500 to 600. Will I get many? No. Okay. How about 700?
700,000, 900,000.
Okay. Well, do what you think we'll find here.
What number do you want to go
800.
with? 800. Go with 800.
Okay.
All right. What else do you want to see?
All right. There's 28 matches. Let's just see. We'll just pick some that are close in price together. Okay. Let's just do the top three.
Okay.
All right. Let's do a quick CMA so everybody can see what that looks like. That just provides you a really quick look at the stats of those listings. It's just a one-line thing, but it's a good way to look at it. Okay, so let's look here. What I love to look at is over here. Oh my gosh. Days on market. You see that? That's a killer for the listings. You can see if they've been price reductions. Let me tell you a stat. If your home has to go through a price reduction, been on the market more than 3 weeks, chances are you're going to get 90% of the original list price. Think about that.
See,
If it sells within the first 10 days, the likelihood of getting 100% or more is like 99%. You've got to go in with the right price to start with. Because once you start reducing, y'all remember this, you're chasing the market down. You know, think about a downhill slope here, and you got a ball rolling, trying to catch that ball. That's what it's like if you price it too high. we want to go in, we want to please the seller, but you want to disappoint them at the listing appointment so you don't let them down later, right? You got to be honest. You're the experts. I mean, this is great information to show someone. You're going into this listing appointment. They want to list it at 785, and it's similar to these. What price do you think you should list it to get it sold? I mean, we're not looking at anything, details, features, anything, which you would want to do, but just a guess, how much of a reduction do you think you're going to need to get traction and people in?
After dropping.
No,
Or
original.
original.
No, yeah. What would you think an original list price should be for these homes?
It's gotta be under 785. Is that the highest price?
Yeah.
That's the lowest.
It's gotta be under that.
800.
I'm gonna tell you, I would suggest, since it's been on the market that long, they're gonna have to be probably at 699 in this market.
I mean, all of these have been on 75 days, 31 days, 162
They're
days.
way overpriced. That's gonna be a hard conversation now. Yeah. If you pull up days on market, you'll be shocked when you're comparing. Okay, we can get out of that. Oh, let's go back and show them what a cloud CMA would be, or, let's do the CMA. And I have one I could have shown you. I think it's in my presentation. So this is where it is. So let's go back to the presentation because it's too much to do right now, but you're just going to need to play around with it. It's very easy to do once you choose your comps. That's the hardest thing. I always take a FMLS printout of what I'm showing them, and I usually take pictures because the interior pictures tell a lot. There's the quick CMA. Okay, we've kind of talked about all this. Oh, here's something that I use from 72 Sold. You can make your own template, but it's a great quick look at.
Sorry.
That's okay.
It doesn't love us.
Yeah. What happened? You choose your 3 comps. You put the address. You put days on market. How many days it's been on the market. You put any positive. Oh, there, I see it there. How did that happen?
Oh, I did it open to the other side.
Well, it loves you back there, but not up here.
That's tricky. There we go. So, very basic information, unique features, notes. I love this. Days on market. Have there been any price reductions? You've got to tell them the comps. The other thing on that FML stat sheet I didn't show you, which I loved, is it shows the number of showings listings are getting. It is so low right now. I think it said 3. Average listings is getting 3 showings right now. As in 2020, they were getting 12. Actually, they were getting more than that. So yeah. And then at the bottom, if you'll scroll up a little bit, it has recommended starting price. I don't ever put that in there until I get there and see the house.
You like it?
It shows how many showings the properties
Yeah,
get.
on average, the listing.
Where? Here's that.
It's in that stat. Do we still have the stat up on FML? I'll show you where.
This one here.
Yeah, over by links.
Oh, Mark's.
Yeah. Shows depending, number of shows depending, and shows per listing. We don't have Gwinnett County up now, but look how low it is. That's a great stat. Back in 2020, it was, close to 20.
Because it doesn't pull up an individual house and tell you that this is
average.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's low, isn't it? The one I listed today that we're gonna do a study on, I listed at 5 o'clock last night. I have 7 showings already. Now, I priced it really well. But guess what? What I'm looking for is I'm looking for competition. And once I have 2 offers, am I allowed to say we're in multiple offer situation? And what does that do to that price? Yep. I researched this because I listed it at $299. Great house, 3-bedroom with bonus, updated. But it's in South Gwinnett High School. Remember I said high schools dictate price? I was so tempted to go over 3. Oh, I just wanted to go over 3 so bad, but I had held myself back because I looked at the properties that were over 3 and they were sitting, a lot of them. Takes guts sometimes to give them the right price.
I think it takes confidence to have those conversations with your sellers to know, hey, this is where we can get to if we price it right to get the competition going.
Yes, yes. I mean, that's what you want to have the conversation about. We got to have a competition. You know, if you have a showroom of cars and you have a red one here, the same exact car is over here and it's blue, but where do we live? We live in UGA country, don't we? And you have 100 people around this car and you have 1 around this car. Which car is going to get the most value? A red one. So that's this analogy I use to tell them we want to get all those people around your house because they will bid it up. I love that. I'm glad you asked about that because I didn't show that. You know, people like stats, and I said to one class, can you bring too much information to a listing? I mean, you can overwhelm a seller. I do feel that way. But if you don't bring it and they ask for it, for that information, and you don't have it, it's rough. So I take as much information as I can and I use what I need. I mean, sometimes if I go in the house and I don't like it or it's not good, I'll pull some of that information away on pricing, you know? All right, let's go. Any questions about any of that? Okay, this, I believe, is the format of the CMA from FMLS. I just wanted to show you what it looked like. You know, it shows everything on it. You know, it's a great presentation, shows pictures, has all the stuff.
And you can pick and choose what you put in
Yes, yes. And I don't pick and choose a lot. I mean, I don't like a lot of that fluff. I think they just need the stats and the pictures. Yeah, just good information. And that's that CMA. What was it called? CMA. At the bottom there.
Cloud CMA. Cloud CMA.
It wasn't the cloud. I think it was just.
Oh, just the CMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the CMA.
It just said CMA. Okay. I don't know why the cloud seems a little bulky. Any questions? We're not done. Comments, questions? Okay. So, let's go on. Are we near the end? Are we at the end?
That was it.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, guess what? They loved you. They want to list with you. Now what? Here's what we used to do in the 80s and 90s before your time. We just put that sign in the yard that day. We'd say a quick prayer. We put it in NLS. There were 4 P's. What was the 4th P, girl? Pray, price, place, pictures. I don't forget what it is. Anyway, and that's what we did. The house was still a mess. And houses stayed on the market sometimes 6 months. Oh my gosh, I would like slit my throat today if I had a listing that lasted 6 months. I do that if it's more than 3 weeks, honestly. I gotta sell mine quick. I have a short attention span. And guess what? My sellers do too. I can remember thinking, okay, what am I gonna say to them this week? Oh, a house across the street went on the market. Oh, I can say that. Those calls are painful, aren't they? I'm not sure why your house isn't selling. I'm doing my best. Anyway, don't let that happen.
So the listings you go to, you've already pre-qualified, yeah, you asked them the questions and such. How many of those, of the appointments you made, you actually did not go on because they didn't really qualify through those questions that you didn't like their answers, like, well, I really can't help you.
Honestly, I think I go on all of them. Because until you meet with them, you don't know. I mean, I know Brian Fair says if their motivation is not a 6, I mean, the motivation is key. If they're not gonna price, although let me tell you, I turned down listings because of price when the motivation was high, and that was wrong because they eventually do sell. You just gotta set them up for the expectations that if it doesn't sell in the first 2 weekends, we've priced it wrong. And honestly, I get really nervous if it doesn't sell the first weekend. And I say to them, oh, we may be a little off. Because what I do is I get my listings ready. I want my listings to reflect those Kunkels.
Now you can't.
And I'm going to show you some pictures. Mine's are all starting to look alike. Sometimes it's a year, folks, before they're ready to list because their house has so much junk in it. You got to be a junk removal expert, right? You got to have a stager on hand. You got to have a painter on hand. You got to have a plumber. You got to have an HVAC person. You got to have all these people. I'm going to show you some examples, and we're gonna look at AI, which is so fun. I love it. Let's just look at my matrix. This is me, right? Yeah. Oh no, this is not me. Find me again.
This is-
Okay. Look at my matrix. My listings. All right. So, oh, don't look at. Okay, look at this one right here.
This one.
Yeah, I don't want you to look at one of them. Oh, look. Okay, this went on the market. Can we tell when it went on the market? This went on the market. Okay. So here's what I do. They got to do all the things I ask them to do. If they don't have money, then we find a contractor that will get paid, close. We have a vendor that's a flooring guy now. Do you have Dalton?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Another great contact. Gotta have flooring person. These people were hoarders.
Oh,
Well, I should say the husband was a hoarder and the wife was not happy about it, but she was so thrilled that I said, you gotta get rid of all this stuff. I wish I had a before picture, but go back up. Now, we did not use a stager for them. We didn't really have time. They were in a hurry because we found the house for them before they put this on the market, and it was contingent. That's scary. So look at the pictures. It was a ranch with a finished basement on an acre in Fire Ranch. So, y'all, my listings look empty, some of them. Look, nothing on the counters, nothing on the floors. We could have done better with that bed. So that one, so always prep on, get it listed Thursday afternoon, by Thursday afternoon. That way it gets out to the public. Friday, have an open house, Saturday or Sunday, either day. Tell the agents, set them up. This is the first day of our listing showings, whatever it is, what day. We're so excited. It's a great listing. We're going to present all offers on Tuesday. I used to do Monday, but Monday would be crazy. So I do Tuesday now. So you're prepping them for multiple offers. Whether it happens or not, you're putting it in their mind. It's a great listing. It's going to go fast. Scroll down. This worked out beautifully on this one. My friend or my assistant, 4 days on the market. has a friend that's an agent. She has a ranch and ranch, Blythe Ranch. Say that 5 times. On an acre, on a basement, been on the market 100 days. I need to go look at it. It's priced at $350. Doesn't have updates. That's the difference. But that works for me. Do you have a similar system?
You do exactly what you do. You take a lot of time up front. We do complimentary staging. I have all the people that work with me, someone do their club, and so because they've gotten so much business from me.
Do you pay it or do your clients?
I pay for a stager.
Okay.
I think, yeah, and I have all the staging stuff.
Okay.
That's what we use as a value add for our.
I wouldn't list a home without doing some staging. I have enough experience now with some of them. I can do it. With AI help, my clients pay for staging. I don't pay for that. You're more generous than me. My staging cost about $1,600-1,700 for 2 months. I don't know if that's in line with. I'll show you a couple things. Okay, let's go back. Go to next. Yeah, go to this one right here. Yeah. This is one, oh y'all, this is a sweet story. My parents used to live in this home. We love the house. My mom is 100 years old. It was such a joy to live in this house. It's so fun. Let me tell you, not all sellers are. It's a great house, isn't it? The highest price in there was $429. I listed this one too high, I know, but I got emotional about it. I couldn't help it. But guess what? We got 5 offers. The highest one was finally $490. But we got a cash offer that we convinced them. This isn't even solid. My parents did that like 20 years ago, and it's still that way. But he did do some updates, but we finally got a full price offer, guys. Just got it binding today. He had way too much stuff in there, but he wouldn't cooperate. Oh my gosh, this bathroom. He did it himself. It's a great shower, but look at the combination of the rock. It looks terrible. I'm going to show you a picture I sent him. I said, we need to paint this. Oh, we need to paint this. But look at this. He's got a spa in there. It's an infrared, operated by Alexa. It's an open house, all throughout the open house. Go to the picture of the sunroof, if you can. All through the house. Oh, they want that tub removed too. All through the open house right here. I would say, Alexa, close the blinds. And all the blinds would come down at the same time. It's so cool. But that's, it showed pretty well, but it had way too much stuff in it for my taste. But it was in a great area. It's like walking distance to Ocean Market, restaurants in Duluth, walking distance to Kroger. So it's a great location. Anyway, let's go back to the next listing. I'm going to show you some don'ts. Okay. All right. This one listed for $799. Same thing. Show the pictures. This is one that's staged. I think I got 3 offers the first weekend. But I had a little relationship issue with the husband and wife. Beautiful home. I got to show you these cabinets before. So they haven't lived together for years. The wife has not, or the husband hasn't paid anything toward this home. It was a rental home for many years. But she didn't divorce him. And guess what happens now that the home has doubled since she bought it?
Yeah.
She got to give him 50%. So if you're in that situation, go on a divorce compliance. It's not good at the end when you have to split proceeds. So there was a problem with repairs. Remember I talked about repairs? They got to do repairs now. They had radon, They had a few cracks in the basement, no water leakage, but if you're gonna finish that basement, don't you want those cracks fixed? There was a few things that she said I'm not doing because he's not paying anything. So we lost two we had another one. What does that do to a home when you have two terminations? I don't know. The story's not over yet, but, you gotta let the sellers know, buyers right now, if they're gonna, we got full price. If they're gonna pay full price for a $800,000 home, what do they want? They want it in good shape. They want all the repairs done. Guess what? They're doing them now. It's a little late, but they're doing them. I'll take it. In fact, this buyer that couldn't get in is looking at this house. That's what we had to get him in. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we have a painter. We had a painter in the basement and a painter doing something else this morning. So anyway, all right, go to the next one. Oh, this has been kind of thorn in my side. Before I show this one, let's go to Chat GPT. Let's have a little fun here. Go to library. How many of you are using this in showing your sellers what their home could look like? Download the app now. It's amazing. So the house I just showed you had beautiful walnut cabinets in the kitchen. Beautiful. Who wants beautiful walnut cabinets right now? So what I did is I took a picture of the cabinet, because she said, "Oh no, I'm not going to paint those. They're so beautiful." I took a picture while we were standing there, sent it to Chat GPT, and I said, because she had some beige tones, I said, "Show me some cabinets in alabaster, color alabaster." So I got it back like that, and I showed it to her, and she goes, "Wow, that really opened the kitchen up." And guess what? She painted them. So it's just amazing what it'll do. Okay, so this is that bathroom, guys. You remember? Doesn't that look great with this painted? That was that bathroom that this was, I don't know, brownish,
Yeah.
terrible. Let me, and this is the same bathroom. I said, paint it this color so I could show them. He's not going to do it. It's already under contract, but, anyway. All right, this is that house, that ranch. They had too much furniture in there. And I said, show me good placement of furniture. And so they showed me this. The other thing I'm going to tell you that'll give you great money back is painting old fireplaces. Has anybody whitewashed a fireplace? Oh my gosh, does that not change the whole room? It's gorgeous. If you've got an 80s house, 90s house, and it's got that red brick with they've updated the painting, whitewash it. And you guys can do it yourself. I've done it with one of my clients. But make sure you don't put too much paint on it. Too much paint, too much white. If you wipe it off so that you can see the brick behind it, it's beautiful. Okay, this was that house, the ranch that they painted their cabinets. Let's see where the next picture is. Here it is. See the difference? A lot of us, and I'm one of them, can't visualize what new paint will do to a house, right? All right, I got to show you one thing. We have a condo in St. Simons. Amen. And we wanted a new rug in that place. And so I went on Wayfair, who loves Wayfair, and said, "Hey, put that rug in my condo so I can see what it looks like." Who thinks that's cool other than me? Is that awesome? Guys, you got to go back to this one. Okay. There's so many stories. All right, go down a little bit. Let me see if I can find so many great stories. This one on the ranch, the basement on the ranch on Flower Branch. This will be my 8th and 9th transaction.
Sounds loud.
Yeah, awesome. And I love them. Okay, let's see what my grandson does with chat. All right, so I wanted new cushions in my back. And I was just seeing which ones I liked here. And then he said, oh, let's do all this stuff. Oh, isn't this cool? So he had a lot of fun with that. I was on a new listing orientation and they didn't have the color of their house there. So I took a picture of the existing house and said, chat, why don't you show me the house and the color it's going to be? So I was able to show them while I'm standing there what their house is going to look like. That's a $900,000 home, guys. Can you believe that?
Wow.
It's in Norcross, Peachtree Corners, but it's within walking distance of the river. It's right there. It's really cool. Another friend was doing a kitchen and it wasn't finished. And she said, I'm thinking I want quartz countertops. In fact, it's David Williams' wife, Brenda, y'all know her. And so I said, oh, let's put some quartz on it. Let's do some, she wanted quartz back here. That makes it look kind of modern. All right, let me show you some other things that I'm doing with chat. All right, let's go up. All right, can we go here? Look at potted plants. This is like one of the first things I did. I took a picture of this side yard and I said, oh no, well, that's terrible. That's not it. Someone asked me, a client asked me, I need to really organize my house. I've got 2 young kids, and I'm struggling with organization. Frankly, I struggle with organization. You? Is your house looking like these houses? Mine's not. So I just said, hey, let's help with oh, that doesn't look like this right one. Oh, y'all, I love this. Someone sent me this picture. I'm working with a buyer. Someone sent me this picture and she said, oh my gosh, Leslie, look at this listing. Okay, let's look at this picture right here. Can we go to the next one, the inside? Do not ever let this be your listing, guys. It was on the market. Look at the great lines of this room. It was on the market 100 and let's say 30 days. So if you go back out to up here where it said something up the very top, library. Look at this house cleaned up, guys. I took a picture. I said, chat, clean up the front for me. Look at this. That house would have sold the first weekend if they had done these things. Look, I said, clean it up, get rid of everything, and look what they've got here. Paint the walls. Can you just do that one or not?
So you just told it to clean it up, that's the command you told it
Yeah.
to?
You got to start playing with it because it begins to learn you. And it will say, like, this first one I did with my outside, I said, I don't know, you'll have a garden area you don't know what to do with. So I took a picture. I said, give me some ideas. I mean, immediately, a row of this, a row of that, a row of this, do this, do this, do that. Would you like to see a visual representation? Well, yeah. So then they showed me the picture. And then it will, like for your listings, I always use them for remarks. You know, I sent chat a picture of my mom and dad's house, of what he'd done in there. And my gosh, what they came up with. I mean, I couldn't even remember they were marble top vanity in the bathroom, but they said, yeah, marble top. I thought it was quartz. But it will give a description. I said, well, would you like me to do a flyer for you? She said, yes. Well, would you like me to post something that will go on social media? Yeah. I mean, it's your personal assistant. Doesn't do everything, but start playing with it. It is so much fun. I also, if you go back up to library. Oh no, I don't want. Yeah, no, maybe it's not there. Okay, yeah. Y'all are gonna see all my personal stuff. Anyway, the description, the cleanup, I asked chat, you know, this lady has 2 kids. She's struggling with organization. Can you give me a plan for her? I mean, bam. So I sent it to her immediately. That would have taken me hours to do, really. I just cleaned out my garage after 20 years, guys. My grandson lives with me. He turns the tub on upstairs and decides to go watch TV.
Oh,
You know what happened next. I mean, the good news, it was over my garage. But $1,900 later, I had to have somebody come and cut out and get rid of some insulation. But my garage looks great. I don't want to put anything in it anymore. So I'm asking for ideas like, what do I do? And you know, and give you pictures. I'm looking at somebody epoxying my floor now. I might just move in there. You know, I had dents in the wall. I was just terrible. So, oh, while the guys were there, I said, guys, do you have AI? The Spanish guys, no, they don't know about AI. I said, you need to get it because I had blown in insulation. You can't really replace that, can you? In a garage, how's it going to stay up? So I asked Chad, what do we do? You know, we can't blow it in anymore. And so it gave me ideas. So I showed the guys, here's what you need to do. So it just said, you know, get paper backed insulation and whatever. It'll tell you everything, I'm telling you. Do the cabinet color, see what that was. Yeah, that's that ranch. My sister said, hey, can you send me some ideas for dress? I said, send me a picture of you. So she sent me a picture and they gave me all kind of ideas of what she should get for a black dress. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? How do they know?
this is your alabaster.
Yeah, go back to, I'm going to show you something. I go back to the library. Oh, my granddaughter. You know how they want you to buy them stuff for back to school. She wanted this outfit. She said, could you put it together for me? She called me Mama Kunkel, which is what my nickname, Mama Kunkel. So I put it together. She said, oh yeah, that's cute. Let's get that one. Okay, let's go down. Oh, I want to redo my condo bathroom at the beach. So I took a picture and, you know, they give you ideas. I mean, it's going to take away from some of these jobs. All right, this is a house. It's $1 million home, but I don't see the original pictures of it. It's got that granite that everybody used at one time, the brown.
Right there, Lizzie.
Yeah, it is right here. So I asked Chat to show me it with quartz, and they're using Renomax right now, redesigning some of this stuff. You know, new lights. And then this one right here, I was playing around. I said, show me some different color cabinets. This is the one that had the dark brown. I didn't love the blue. But what happened here is they didn't have to replace countertops or backsplash. It all kind of went together, which was cool. Anybody else using it any other way? One thing I wanted to show you is how I said, give me an introduction email for a listing for expectations. It was a beautiful email. Like, you know, didn't sell in the first 2 weeks. We're going to talk about price adjustment, how the showings work. And now it's a template that I use in my emails for new listings.
Say that one more time, what you just said. Give me
Well, I'll find it for you. Okay, let's go down. We're going to look for, oh, you know, I guess there's a search bar up the top. Yeah. Search chats right here. Put email, expectation, introduction, something like that. Not email, I'm sorry. Just, oh, here it is, right here. Pre-listing expectations letter. Again, do you know how long it would take me to develop that? Okay. Okay. I gave it some outline here of what I wanted. Feedback from agent, open house scheduled, suggested or every 2 weeks, weekly marking up. Oh, weekly market, I'm going to tell you about that. Any other details appreciated. So here's what it does. And don't you love the little icons right here? Pricing strategy. And actually, guys, right now, if you look at the stats I showed you, it says homes that are pending have had on the average 9 showings. So that's kind of in line with this, but this is an old stat that I've used for years. So what I do for them weekly, show them feedback, and I'm going to show you what I send.
As it goes, about 72 sold.
I still use the strategy. I love it. Staging, and I do have a stager that I do pay if I choose to use her, that comes in for 2 hours and tells them what to do with their things. Now, isn't that great? Makes me look really good, doesn't it? I take credit for it too. Okay, I said I was going to do something. I forget what it was. Let me show you one more thing. All right, have we used everything up? Okay, I know it is. If you'll go to FMLS again. Guys, if you do this every week and you need a price reduction, it'll do it for you. So let's go to search. Okay, I'm going to do one of mine, that the one that didn't sell. We're going to do high school. We're going to do North Gwinnett. Price point, we're going to do $750 to $850. We're going to come down here to active. We're going to put, because I did it last week, we're going to do 0 to 7. You do this every week. 0 to 7. I don't really care about coming soon. I don't do that, and I don't care about it. So all of these, I want you to do 0 to 7. And I want you to send this every week. It's eye-opening, not only to you, but to your sellers. What's going pending, what's going under contract, and they'll go, oh, I automatically got a $25,000 price reduction because my sellers got this. They saw what their competition was, because it will tell you the new listings. And it'll tell you, yeah.
Do you set that up as an auto, as it sends it automatically?
I don't know how my system does it, but yeah, I guess you could, right? Yeah. But if you give this and your showings that you have feedback every single week, you'll see why yours is not top. What else? Yeah, somebody bought this one instead of mine. And this one too. So 2 went pending.
Can you go back to criteria to see what you put in?
To which one?
The criteria.
Yeah, just 0 to 7 right here.
Yeah, I usually put the school district because people are looking in the school district. And I really don't even put, thanks for coming.
Sure.
I don't put much of anything else. I just
Okay.
want to know what's selling
Just
in the area in the last 7 days.
And roughly your price range.
All right, we don't have time to do what I was going to do, but let's go back to my very first listing. I want to ask you what you think about the price. Of course, you don't know. Let's go to this one right here.
This one.
Yeah. This was the one we were going to do the activity on. I don't like that front picture. I was going to change that. I didn't have time.
Do you want to see the pictures?
Yes, go to the pictures. It's a 1,600 square foot home. So it's not big, but it has a bonus room plus 3 bedrooms down. But the key is we've got it staged pretty clean. New paint on the walls. She remodeled before I saw it. It's got a cute little pantry, custom pantry, door, shelves. but less is more. Would you agree? Less stuff. Then they can really look at the house.
People get distracted by things.
I think
in
they
the
do.
house.
Yeah. I mean, I think we painted, I put 3 pictures up on the wall. Just needed something. And that's easy to patch, isn't it? And y'all, they're my pictures from my house. I mean, do you do that too? You take your pillows, you take your bedspread, you take your knickknacks. Sometimes like family comes in and like, okay, I guess you have another listing.
Yes, but
So, $299. What do you think we'll get for it? I'll have to report back.
We don't know the comps, but
315.
All right, quickly do the comps. Just do, South Gwinnett. Do one and 1.5 if you can, stories. I hate it that you can't do both. I had to say 1.5, I had to say 1, because people are looking for ranches, but they only let you choose one. And maybe do up to 350, 275 to 350.
what about the systems? Have they been replaced?
I'm sorry?
The systems have
Um,
been replaced?
Oh,
Any of those?
thank you for asking that. The roof is 10 years old. HVAC is fairly new. Y'all, roofs are big right now. My mom and dad's house, they replaced the roof 20 years ago. We're gonna get dinged on that. And I'm afraid insurance companies will not.
They won't.
They won't.
I just had a long
Yeah, so
conversation.
we're holding our breath, deciding how we're gonna deal with that, but, that's coming up. There again, Renomax will replace roof if the insurance company doesn't, and it's pay it close. So that's good to know, but listen, I got dinged with that because the guy said, I said, you need a new roof. Why didn't you tell me that to begin with? Well, I didn't.
What do you mean by they'll do it, but then if the insurance doesn't, that's kind of like two different people. You said Renomax will do it if the insurance company doesn't.
Well,
I'm confused.
you know how insurance companies are getting all these claims.
Right.
They won't touch
So
it.
that would be
They'll say no.
your first choice if they improve.
Oh, I
the
see what
payment.
you're saying. If they
Yes.
don't do it, then they'll do
Yes.
it. Oh, okay.
But that should be one of your first questions. How old is your roof? And I didn't ask that. I assumed isn't that stupid? I assumed he replaced it since my parents did it, but he hasn't. And that's why we couldn't get full list price every time, and we should have, but he's gonna pay for that one way or another. Thank you so much. So there was no other actives than those 2. All right, let's see how we compare. I mean, the key is renovations. People love a renovated house, don't they? And they will pay more to have it done rather than them buy it and go in.
What is
All right, let's just look at what they are, what we're competing against, and just see how
Oh,
you
you're
think.
talking about these?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was
Just the active. Yeah, just the active. That's what I'm worried about. What else are they looking at? Can you see how I wanted to go higher than $299 on that house?
Yeah.
But I like sat on my hands. Don't do it. Because I know that I'll get, the market will adjust it, won't it? If it's too low, will it sell too low in this market? There's enough buyers out there in this price point. So the market's gonna adjust the value. Buyers will come in and offer more. If it's too high, will the market adjust it? More than it needs to. Yeah. So can you look at these Summerwood and Millennium View just real quick? And while he's doing that, you have any questions, any comments? Who's gonna